$4, $5, no end in sight. Because some in Washington are still saying no to drilling in America. No to independence from foreign oil. Who can you thank for rising prices at the pump? One man knows we must now drill more in America and rescue our family budgets. Don't hope for more energy. Vote for it. McCain.
Well, my next guest says taking matters into his own hands. He's forming a grassroots movement, pumping up people to pressure Congress into lifting the drilling ban before the fall recess. Joseph Farah is with WorldNetDaily.com. And welcome, Joseph. So I understand you think everybody needs to get out there, call their congressman, call their senator, make Congress nuts until they do something to get it done.
We can do this, Alexis. I mean, you know, the American people are really suffering from the skyrocketing oil and gas prices. It's affecting real people, real families, and it's hurting our economy. And I believe, you know, the polls show 85% of the American people believe we should lift the moratoriums on offshore drilling. Vast majorities are for expanding drilling into ANWR and so forth. Now is the time. This is an election year. And I believe that if the American people get on the telephone and call their representatives and senators, fill up their email boxes, melt down the Capitol switchboard, we can have an impact before they make an escape from Washington in late September. I really believe this is one of those times where we can make a difference.
All right, well, let me ask you this, though. Is it a legitimate, you know, you just saw that message from Senator John McCain. Is it legitimate to blame Senator Barack Obama for this? I mean, you and I both know there are members on both sides, Republican and Democrat, some of which were very much opposed to this and say, at the end of the day, offshore drilling isn't a short-term solution. What do you make of the ad?
Well, you're absolutely right. Barack Obama isn't singularly responsible, but I'll tell you something. We can pin it on Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker, and the Senate Majority Leader, Harry Reid, who have determined not to allow a vote to lift that moratorium on offshore drilling this year. And, you know, they won't let that legislation come to the floor for a debate. That will change if they hear from the American people, because they know this is an election year and they've got to answer to the people.
Well, Joseph, one would think that they should be hearing from the American people because, as you mentioned at the beginning, if you look at you look at 4 or 5 polls across the board, the vast majority are saying it's time to drill. But you and I both know the use it or lose it with the 68 million acres, that failed for a second time. So at what point do you think the two parties can meet and get something done?
Listen, they're giving excuses. You know, Reid and Pelosi are telling the American people that it won't even make a difference if we expand drilling, that it won't bring oil and gas prices down. In effect, what they want to do is they want to repeal the law of supply and demand. Everybody with an elementary school education understands that if there's more oil on the marketplace, prices will come down. It's time to give these guys a crash course in economics. You need to pick up the phone and make it happen.
All right, Joseph, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.